Hello everybody, welcome to another Zabbix video. This time I am talking about log file monitoring, and the use case is related to the limitations. I cannot get to the Windows client which is running Zabbix agent at the moment, but I would still want to explore the agent log file. So yeah, it's a very specific one, and not only that, if we know the internals of how Zabbix components work, there are PIDs, like a separate process responsible about a separate task. And while accessing the agent log, I would really like to classify the entries on the fly and only pick up the ones which is reflecting, let's say, Zabbix agent active checks. Okay, let's have a look on this pre-made template, and this is like relatable to the Windows client where agent is installed in the C Zabbix and a log is placed over here. What happens in this moment is like we are reading the log lines very gently. This argument after like I think it's the fourth argument, it means like every 1 second it can send maximum one line at a time. Like I don't want to overload the endpoint, but I am still kind of keen to understand in retrospect how the agent is doing. Is it like having any timeout issues? And my use case is like very specific to Zabbix agent active checks with the agent 1. It can sometimes time out. So this will be the very raw log file. And now there is a dependent item, and what dependent item is doing, like it is trying to find the categories, and those categories are represented whenever we restart the service. Let me show like SSH. If I grep here, keyword started. So this is the Linux agent, but it does not matter. When we restart the service, then we have one, in my situation, one listener process here. It's a one category, and then another like active check category and another active check category. And then in the log, these PID numbers, 40, 41, 42, those will always reflect the category, like active checks free will always belong to the PID number 42, if any problems pair active checks number free. So that's my objective. I want to like read this raw log file and have a separate item which talks about active checks hashtag free, active checks 2, and so on. And it turns out it's quite easy to accomplishable, but there is also like a catch. I want to not lose the historical data. I could kind of discover the PID number and create an item which holds the PID number in the item key. That would be a disaster. Ideally, if I can store the name of the category inside the item key and try to avoid not storing the PID number in the item key, that would be ideal, and that's the reason why this pre-processing looks interesting. Let's say that way. So what happens? It looks for any line which could possibly have like a space hashtag and then immediately a digit after the hashtag. So that's exactly the case here. We have a space, hashtag, and some sort of digit, and those lines are like kind of categorize where the stuff, where the log entry kind of belongs to which category. What is and if it does not found, like there will be hundreds or thousands of lines which does not match, then nothing will happen. We discard the value. But just in case the hashtag is there, now I want to kind of unpack the category, and the category is always listed in the square brackets. Here is the square brackets. If we go back here, we have the square brackets. At the beginning of line, it looks like rocket science, but practically like some digits which reflect the PID number, then more digits, which is kind of like the date of today, more digits, which is the timestamp, and then this one, it reflects the milliseconds. And we can see over here the PID number represented in the digits, the date into the digits, the time, and the milliseconds in the using some sort of integer numbers. And yeah, here this is the most like the most exciting part, and like I am now generating a JSON which will be suitable for the low-level discovery. And I think Zabbix 7.0 will be like kind of like mandatory in this regard, because it offers this flexible section in the low-level discovery to never erase the resources. Let's try to visit in the new tab here. And what I'm talking about is inside the LLD, we have this disable lost resources, and I'm taking advantage of that. Like, it's very important, it's absolutely critical. When I find and generate a new category, I will create an item and never erase it. So that's like a trick why this is a possibility. Like, I am never saying more than one PID in one go. It will be kind of one PID at a time, kind of feeding into low-level discovery. And then just like, I don't want to have the item names having with the hashtag, and I will remove the hashtag. So active checks 1 or listener 1. So that's the idea. So yeah, this is the raw log file, and then a separate item which will kind of start to produce something which is suitable for the low-level discovery. And inside the low-level discovery, we can see, of course, it is coming from this hashtag detected item, and the mapping between the PID number and the name. Let's recap one more time. Like, the PID number is here. This is very necessary if I want to categorize all the lines for the active checks, and the actual process name will be active checks 1 without the hashtag. So the mapping happens over here, and the last bit is to map with the very original log line. And here we come back to the master item, Zabbix agent raw log, and the pre-processing is magical. Like, it looks for the lines which start with the PID number over here. But the item key is not holding the PID number. The item key is holding the name, and this immediately kind of brings a support of some sort of historical data. Like, even if I restart the agent, the old log entries per active checks or whatever category we have here, they will not be lost. And yeah, this is having the name, and the pre-processing is having like a unique step to kind of find a correct line which is responsible about that category. Let's see a little bit in practice how it looks like from the latest data page. Click. And here I have one sample client running with the agent, and yeah, they're all, for the troubleshooting purposes, I still collect the raw log file. It is kind of like waste of database space, but as a proof of concept, it's all right. And here we can see like every single line, whenever the agent is booting up, it is starting the main process category, the collector, the active check category, and then here is like the PID number which is responsible about active check category. And what the LLD kind of stuff is doing in the same time, if we filter out last 500 values, we can see, so one process category at a time gets kind of extracted, and every time like this line happens, let's say here active checks number 1, so it will create an item The item key will be quite static. It will be holding this keyword, and then the pre-processing will have the target to see the lines which start with this number. And we can see here like active checks happen more than one time. And then the next time, like if this is a workstation, it gets a reboot, and now the PID number is different. But this low-level discovery, it will not delete the old item. It will just edit the pre-processing to have the correct like regex pattern to target the lines. This solution also have a downside, and that is like the LLD like it happens too late, and we can also see that over here. If we let's say here is the category like active checks 1, and if we see this PID number, this is the most recent one, 11928 copy, and if I go back to the discovery rule then and listing the stuff then and doing the Control F, here you go, like we see active checks. It was kind of like in my situation, it's yesterday, today is this 06, and yesterday is 05. So the most recent line for active checks is kind of it's too old line, and the new PID number, just because the agent is not producing any errors yet for the active checks, that's the reason like it's kind of missing, and we can still see like it in the previous slide. In here we still like see this is the most recent line for the active checks, and it came with this PID number, and like when new errors will be produced, then this the how to say, like the we can still see like the line starts with this PID, but if we check that pre-processing, it will not be the 11928. It's not that pre-processing anymore. So what I'm trying to say, like we are not having all 100% all lines here. If the log file is quite noisy, then we will have some, but every time we restart the agent, we will kind of lose like 10 seconds of the window for this category. Okay, that's it for this video. If you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up. The template used in this video also available inside the video description. Also, this category, like log file monitoring, this is quite dear to me, and there is even a playlist inside this channel. Check out all the playlists in this YouTube channel. Maybe something is interesting to you. And goodbye. Thank you for watching.